Hello friends. Today's video is going to be on wrist rests. I'm making one for the keyboard and one for the mouse. The one for the keyboard is this brown material and it measures 18 inches by 7 inches. And this blue material is for the mouse and that measures 6 inches by 7 inches. And for the filling, what I'm going to be using are some black beans. And I've actually purchased 2 pounds of black beans. I wasn't sure exactly how much I would need, so I figured, beans aren't too expensive, so I bought 2 pounds just to be on the safe side. And you can use beans or lentils. You can even use rice. Or even some plastic pellets that you get from the craft store. So many options for the filler. And what I love about this particular project is it's probably materials you already have in your house. So this is some scrap material that I had left over. I did purchase some black beans because I thought the black beans would really be comfortable for the wrist rest. I like the shape of the beans, and I think they'll feel pretty nice. But to each their own. And of course, you need some thread, something that you already have in your house. So this is what I love about this particular project, is it's a good way to get rid of some scraps and make something that's going to be useful. I've folded the material halfway down the middle, and I have marked 1/2 inch with some tailor's chalk. And next, what I'm going to be doing is a back stitch. I like the back stitch because I think it's a really secure straight stitch to do. Now that I have finished the stitching along the seams here, the next task is to turn it inside out. Turned in the edges about 1/4 of an inch, and I've pinned them together, And next what I'm going to do is a whip stitch. And since this particular stitch is going to be seen from the outside, I'm going to make my stitches just as tiny as I can. The next step is to start filling up the cavity here with some beans. And my thought is I'm just going to make a very small cut in the bag. So I'll just get a few at a time. And we'll see how this goes. After I finished filling the material up with beans, I did the same thing as I did on the other end, which is a whip stitch along the edge. My biggest tip when you're filling these up with beans is to do it over a sink. I did it at my desk and I made pretty much a big mess. So that is my pro tip, and hopefully I will remember that tip for next time. And for the rest wrist for the mouse, I used the exact same method. I ended up using about I think a fourth to a third of the pound bag of beans for the wrist, and I used about a pound for the keyboard rest wrist. Overall, this is a very simple project that you can do in an afternoon, and I think it's great for beginning sewers. And I like how most of the sewing is invisible. All of that straight stitch is very invisible, so it's a great way to learn how to do some stitching, and to get some practice doing some really fine and tiny stitches along the end.